Hey guys, Double Cycles here. We're going to do a little tips and tricks video on how to assemble your 200cc HardKnock. Okay, first off, when you get your HardKnock, it's going to be delivered in a box, and you have a two-piece crate. There's a bottom piece and the top piece. Take the top piece and put it on top of the bottom piece, and then C-clamp it like this securely on both sides. This way the bike won't fall off or come off. Like so. The reason is, so then you can raise the frame up just a pinch and put a piece of flat bar or 2x4 under there or whatever, and go up a little bit higher. So then when you do put the forward controls on in a little bit, you can do so. Alright, so the first tip when you get the frame up like this is to take the can out completely, take all the wires out completely, the whole thing, take it off. And then take some blue felt, buy some, and just use Elmer's glue and glue it in there and line it. And then cut all the holes you need to for the key switch and the hardware. So when you reinstall it, you can do so. And now when that's drying, you come over here to the battery box and you're going to raise it up on top of the brackets. There's a cross member here and a cross member here. The battery box actually comes underneath it when you get it. So you're going to take it completely out and then put it on top. It makes it easier for you to get the battery out, obviously on the other side. Then you can go ahead and put your fender on, like so, and struts, like so. The reason is so you can get to the bolts, the small 5mm bolts that are in here. Then in the meantime, you can also put the blinkers on if you like. I substituted a bolt for the blinker. It's kind of a trick I did a couple years ago. You can do that also. Then you can also install your seat. When your can is dry, you can put your seat kit, one of my seat kits on if you got one. Then we're going to move on to the brake proportioning about reservoir. You're going to want to install 2 bolts underneath the tabs. Run the hose underneath the frame and just let your caliper hang for right now, so you can not wrenching your back on this deal. It's a lot easier to work at this height. And then you want to install the springs, the rod, and at this point now you can install your forward controls assembly, like so. Then you can move it to the front of the bike, install the triple trees, front end, headlight, fender, caliper, risers, switches, grips, levers, and brake lever, and so on. The reason is we're doing this is so you can work at a nice height. So then, before you stick the motor in, adjust the valves. Take off the cap here for the sprocket. Unscrew this cap right here. And there's a bolt. You're going to have to use extension to get in there to turn it to time it. Now the timing mark, is explained on my website, is right here, top dead center. The reason is you can't really get to the valve caps. They're right up in there, those and those. So adjust the valves before you stick the motor in the frame. So when you do have the motor in the frame, you can go ahead and assemble everything else. Exhaust, intake, carburetor, grounding strap, and also the reservoir. At this point, see this little trick right here, you get a, before when the battery box is down lower, this could fit over here, but now you have to flip it around and put an extension on it because there's a bolt behind there, as you can kind of see, and that is what needs to be done on your reservoir. So then we come over on this side, and here's the other trick. This is a bicycle top mount lever with a bicycle hose cable. installed on the carburetor, which has a mechanical choke. So I just made this so you can see it goes up and down mechanically, because there's a mechanical choke on there. You can also just use your finger on that too, but in this case, for this customer, I did it this way. I also relocated the pepcock to the back left because the inlet is on the left side of the carburetor, so it makes it really easy to have your filter and all that stuff, and you get more gas mileage, which is the whole idea. So we have a little style flavor here with the double diamond cut heads and so on. There's all your wiring all up in there. You can easily get to it when you have gremlins and need to diagnose. The battery's in. I left the covers off for this video so you can see that it's all cranked up in there. Taillights installed if you get one of those. All wired up. So now at this point you got gas, you got spark. Hopefully your CDI is working and your coil is working. So then you can start turning keys on and make sure lights are working. Brake switch is working. Turn on the kill switch. Get fired up. This makes it easier to fine tune the carburetor right here. And do any other adjustments you need to do, any kind of wiring. Another trick is to do also is the on switch. Either that radio check. The reason is so you can turn the headlight on when you need it to, off when you need to, on when you need it to when you start it. This way you can start it without the headlight and it doesn't drain your battery. Alright, so you got it all fired up and ready to go. Got it all tuned up, tuned out, wires are all good, battery's in, everything's working. Front end's all on. So now you can take it off the crate and use that